Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I was inspired by Independence Day to do a bald eagle inspired makeup look, so if you want to look like the bird of Murica, keep watching. I began by using a black eyeshadow primer and applying that to my neck and décolleté area with a concealer brush. As you can see, I left the strokes very streaky, and I did that on purpose. That is going to form the shapes of the feathers. It's important to pull the brush away from the direction you want the feathers to point. If I pull the brush upwards, it will make the feathers look like they're pointing downwards, and in the pictures of bald eagles that I found online, their neck feathers point upwards towards their head. Next, I'm going to take a white eyeliner pencil and I'm just going to color in the areas around each feather. And if you don't want to get every single feather, that is completely fine. I did not get every single feather, but if you do this to just a few feathers, that will give them a bit of dimension and a little bit of a 3D effect. And for this portion, you're going to want to make sure that you have an eyeliner sharpener nearby at all times, because this will use up a lot of your eyeliner and it will get dull very quickly, and once it gets dull, you're not going to get the effect that you want, so you need to keep it sharp. Next, I'm just taking a copper eyeshadow and I'm just hitting a couple of the feathers up with the copper eyeshadow. You don't want to get every single feather with the copper, simply because then the feathers will have a one-dimensional look to them, like they're all the same color, there's no color change, no variation in shades, so we're just getting a couple of them with the copper. And as you can see, I'm also using a black eyeshadow on some feathers. I'm also going to go in with a brown eyeshadow as well as a gray, and I'm going to use the brown, gray, copper, and black eyeshadows just randomly over all the feathers until they're all covered. So as you can see, the feathers only come about halfway up the neck. I did decide later on that I wanted them to come all the way to my jawline. However, during that period of time, my camera battery died, so I apologize that footage is not in here. Basically, I just repeated the same process all the way up to my jawline. For the face, I'm just going to grab a liquid gold eyeshadow that I have, and I'm going to use it as a liquid lipstick on my lips. Now, since that color seemed a little bit too cool-toned and kind of cold and boring, I decided to take a coppery, shimmery eyeshadow that I have and just use an eyeshadow brush to pat that all over the lips. And that brought it much closer to the shade of gold I was looking for. I took that same liquid gold eyeshadow and I applied it to my eyelid, and I brought it all the way up into my eyebrow and all the way back to my temples. And I decided to just use my fingers to blend that out. Then, taking that same copper eyeshadow that I applied to my lips and a big, fat, fluffy blending brush, say that 5 times fast, I'm just going to apply that to my eyebrow, my brow bone, and the sides of my nose just past the inner corner of my eye. I'm also going to drag that out to my temples. I used the same brush to apply a little bit of black eyeshadow to the outer corner of my eye. Then, mixing the brown and the copper pigments that I used for the feathers, I used the same brush to get the lower lash line. I normally wouldn't use such a big fluffy brush for the lower lash line, but since I really wanted to make the eyes look intense and really kind of sunken in and fierce like an eagle, I decided that it really wasn't a problem to use something this fluffy, because I did in fact want the dark to go pretty low beneath the eye. I also blended that dark shadow out to my temples. I decided to apply some false eyelashes off camera, and here I'm just taking a angled liner brush, and I'm using that to apply a matte black eyeshadow on top of the lash line to cover up the lash glue. I'm also using that same matte black eyeshadow to fill in my lower waterline. I then applied a quick light coat of mascara to blend the false lashes with my normal lashes. This is not something I would normally do, however, since this is an avant-garde look and I want the focus to be on the lips and the eyes, I need to block out all the natural color there is in my face, so rather than using a foundation at all on my face, I am just going to use a concealer. I'm going to use a lighter shade of concealer to highlight the high points on my face, such as my nose, my upper lip, my outer cheekbones, and then for the rest of the face, I'm going to use a concealer that matches my skin tone. Now you may have been wondering this whole time why in the world my ear is white. And I will tell you. Long story short, I tried another version of this look and it did not end up well. It involved painting my face white and trying to make my face look like an eagle's face. And this was the result. It would have been okay if I was trying to look like Captain Bligh, but I wasn't, so I had to wipe it off and start over. And I forgot to wipe the ears clean of the white paint. Alright, now that we're all caught up, let us continue. And for some odd reason, my lighting kept changing. I'm not sure why. It's the exact same light that I'm using. It's the exact same camera and camera settings. I don't know, but I digress. To get back to the point, I'm taking that same fluffy brush and I'm applying that coppery golden color to the sides of my nose and dragging that back to the areas where I applied it into the eyebrows so that it all blends together seamlessly. Then, just for kicks and for no reason at all, I combined that color with a little bit of a black eyeshadow, and I applied that right beneath the lower corner of my eye, kind of in an angular fashion, pointing downwards towards the nose, if that makes any sense at all. But if you watch the video, it kind of makes more sense to watch it than it is to listen to me yammer on about it. I'm also using that same golden color to contour my cheekbones. I know it does not look golden at the moment, but trust me, it is. Yes, indeed, it is. And I'm going to apply a pretty liberal amount of it to the cheekbones, and I'm going to leave it pretty harsh. And then I'm just going to blend it out with this big fluffy old brush. I decided later on I wanted more, so I applied a little bit of that gold eyeshadow to that big old fluffy brush, and I used that to contour. After that, I took the light colored concealer that I used earlier and I applied that to the lower jawline right beneath the contour, and I also applied that to the bridge of my nose again. That's just going to clean up the contour and make it look a tad more defined. And there goes me again, putting a mirror right in front of my face whenever I shoot a makeup video. I do this every single time. I promise you it's not intentional. I always say to myself, Joe, it's not going to happen for this video, and it always does. But you guys are still watching, and you're sticking around for it, and for that, I thank you. And as you can see, I also decided to apply that same concealer to my upper cheekbones, just to give them a tad more sharpness. But yeah, seriously, this mirror thing is getting annoying. The only thing more annoying is that weird sticky spot on the mirror. You know what that is? You know what that is? That is a sticker from the store that wouldn't come off. Can you get those off? Because I can't. If you can get those off, I will pay you. No, I won't really. But I will give you lots of hugs if you can tell me your secret. Okay, I'll stop begging now. And that does it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. This one was a lot of fun. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching. You guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.